See, there are many great people, Abdul Kalam, Amitabh Bachchan, Sachin Tendulkar, who even went to SSB, they got rejected. It does not mean they are not good people. One cannot prepare for SSB in 2-3 months. Your behavior, your thinking pattern, your routine schedule, your study pattern of 1 or 2 years gets reflected in SSB. I think your whole life gets reflected in SSB.
Hello everyone. Today we have Divyesh with us. Hello Divyesh, welcome bro.
Hi Pradeep. It's been nice to see you after so long time. I think we
Yeah,
met somewhere in Allahabad in 2020.
yeah, exactly. In 19 SSB.
Yeah, 19 SSB Allahabad. Right?
Yeah, Divyesh, I know about you. Can you please tell about yourself to the audience?
Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Divesh Patil. I come from Maharashtra. I come specifically from Jadgaon district of Maharashtra. I completed my 11th and 12th from Services Preparatory Institute, Aurangabad. It is a government of Maharashtra institute which prepares boys to join National Defense Academy. So I was there for 2 years, 11th and 12th. We had a rigorous training which consisted of both the written exam training for written exam of NDA as well as SSB. So when I was in 12th standard, I appeared for my first SSB. It was 17 SSB Bangalore. I got recommended there, and at that time, I think I secured all in the rank 267. But because of my eye problem, that is my spectacle power is little bit high, so I could not get medically fit. So I was rejected by the medical board and could not join academy. Thereafter, I appeared for my second SSB. That was 19 SSB Allahabad only. I got screened out at that point of time. So after getting screened out, I got recommended and then was screened out. So it was a completely messed up incident for me, and I was completely got dejected. Thereafter, I gathered myself. I prepared for exam again. I went to SSB, cleared the exam, went to SSB. Again at the 19 SSB, I got recommended in the 19 SSB at the same center. So that is the what you can say irony of the SSB. You get the same board, same center. You get screen out once and you get recommended once. So at that
Okay.
point, I had secured all in rank 65. But again, unfortunately, because of this eye problem, I could not join academy. So thereafter, I have been pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science at Pune in Ferguson College.
Okay, Divyesh. Divyesh, actually, I would like to ask you, you got screen out from 19 SSB there itself, and after that you got
Yes,
recommended from 19 SSB. So what are
yes.
the different things you have done when you got screened in 19 SSB and not the things you have done in when you got out from 19 SSB?
See, Pradeep, the point is, I
Actually,
don't know. The
Divyesh,
issue
I think
is,
the net is a little bit fluctuating.
okay. Should I
Now it
check
is
it?
fine. Yeah, now it is fine.
Now it is fine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sometimes it might happen that it may not work.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you go ahead.
So am I audible now
Yeah, yeah,
clearly?
you are clearly
Okay.
audible.
The problem is whenever we get screen out or whenever we get screen in, we don't know what is working for us and what is not working. The issue is just we can do simple things which are in our control. Like you can perform well in that aptitude test, officer's intelligence rating, OIR test, and you can have a clear and crisp narration, and you can participate well in GD. The problem which happened during my second SSB when I got screened out was there was a lot of fish market, and the issue was me that I was full of ego when I went to my second SSB. Uh, I would say that I had tried to dominate the GD, so I was speaking a lot. I was not letting others speak. I thought that my ideas are superior to others' ideas, and that's why I should speak much. And I should convince others, okay, let me speak, and my ideas are proper. So I think on that front, I had gone wrong in my second SSB. When I went to third SSB, I did not had in my mind that I am a recommended candidate or I am somewhat superior to others. No, it was just like I'm a plain candidate. I'm going to SSB for the first time. I will do whatever I will speak whatever I know. If someone is not letting me speak, I will keep quiet. I will try to moderate the discussion, and I will do things which are in my hand. I will not try to control others. So I think that was the fundamental change which I made in my third SSB. But again, I would say that there is a share element of luck when we go to the screening test, because see, if you get recommended or if you get conference out, then it is in your hand. You have done something for 4 days. In screening, you cannot say you got selected because of your maturity or you get rejected because of the luck. Both factors play important role. Your maturity also plays role, and your luck also plays the role. So again, all those candidates who got screened out, who are listening to this, I would say that don't get rejected because you got screened out. There is element of luck which is operating somewhat in screening test.
Okay, Divyesh, here an important question arises. Like you have
Hmm.
said, in GD we don't need to dominate, we need to listen others as well. So I would
Hmm.
like to come a little
Yes.
ahead of this. When they show us a picture, the picture is very means hazy picture, which is a totally blurred picture, and we could hardly see
Yes.
it, what is happening there. So how to
Yes.
make a story on that? Means what are your strategies?
Pradeep, there is no strategy as such. I mean, if picture is hazy for us, then picture is hazy for all of us. It's not
Yeah,
just hazy for you, right? So
exactly.
if you can't see what is clearly there in picture, no one can see it. So it just perception of your ideas. Suppose if you are seeing a tree somewhere, one or two man here and there,
Hmm.
then just make a story on nature. If you see some kind of animal activities story, then make a story on rural India. If you see some buildings, then make story on urban life. So it is not, there is no one size fit for all strategy. One has to think, one has to write what comes to his mind. There is no strategy as such. I will tell you experience of one of my friend. His name was Tanmay Rajdev. He is now in NDA. When he appeared for his SSB, I mean in screening test, there was a picture. There was two, three men standing, and there was a tree, and someone passing just beside the tree.
Hmm.
So many of the students had made the story of relating to agriculture or some kind of rural scenario. Now Tanmay had made a picture, a story about the urban India. He said he did not saw the tree. He thought that it was a building, and those two three men are not men, but they are some kind of vehicles just passing around the building. So that came to his mind. He wrote that he got screening. So most of the students or candidates in the
Hmm.
discussion, they had made a story on rural India, but he made a story on urban India. Still, he got screening. So there is no one size fit for all strategy in screening. Whatever comes to your mind, just write it and just narrate it perfectly. That is one of the component I can say. Narration should be crisp, fair, and confident.
Okay, exactly. This is the part of screening which Divyesh has told us. Divyesh, if we came to the psychology test, that
Yes,
there are four tests, that is STAT, VAT, SRT, and SD. So, do you have a
SD.
special strategy for these tests? Because both the times you got recommended whenever you gave those tests. So, is there any specific strategy you have and you done for those tests? So, please share with us.
Uh, uh, yes, I would say there are certain factors which have worked for me in psychology test. Uh, I would say that psychology is test of your mental capabilities, your
Hmm.
imaginative capabilities, your upgrowing, your thinking, your way of life, right? So I would say that don't copy. First of all, don't copy others in psychology. Don't write the standard responses. Like
Hmm.
I have seen many people read the standard books for SSB, like how to write psychology dossiers, how to write VAT sentences, how to write stories in VAT. So there is no standard thing in psychology. First of all, psychology is your own psychology. It is personal psychology. So write the responses which come to your mind. So suppose if there is, I can say that there were many negative words in VAT. There were
Hmm.
many negative words, and standard people say that, or standard books say that don't write negative responses on the negative word.
Hmm.
Suppose there is a
Exactly.
word murder, or there is word bribe. Suppose there is a word like corruption. So don't write negative words. But suppose if negative things come to my mind when I write those responses, then freely write it. I can remember there was a word as corruption. So I wrote that public servants are generally corrupt. It is generally corrupt. So I think that it is not like you are going to judge. You are going to be judged by that one particular sentence, or
Exactly.
your assessment would be whole assessment. Your 60 W80, your 12 stat, TAT, then your SRT, then your SD. When that particular candidate sees that particular dossier in totality, then he must realize that that candidate is honest. Okay, he is
Hmm.
written with fair amount of integrity. He has not copied
Exactly.
somewhere. He is not being coached. I
And we
think
can
that
see,
personalized touch.
yeah, and we can say it is a kind of observation as well.
Yes, certainly. What you observe in your surrounding, that you write. Suppose if someone is poor, then he come across a word money, then he would write that money is important thing. So we have less amount of money. Someone is rich guy, and you give him the word money. What he will write? You have abundant amount of money. My father is very rich guy. So it is very personal kind of thing. So
Yeah,
my ideas of money and someone who is very rich or son of Ambani, his ideas of money would not be same, right? So
exactly.
psychology is very personal kind of thing, I would say.
Okay, so would you like to say here the practice is the key for psychology? Means it plays an important role there in the psychology test itself.
Yes, I would say yes. Because first I would like to say how practice helps us. So suppose you are going to SSB and you are
Hmm.
appearing for the psychology test in your first attempt, or you haven't practiced for psychology test before. Then what will happen is you will not be able to complete responses in time. Suppose if there is something which is coming in your mind, then you will not be able to put it in appropriate words, right? Suppose
Yeah.
something comes to your mind, but you should be able to put it in appropriate word. And third thing is, the responses should be very natural, gentle, and you should be put it in very brief words. There should not be long sentences. So practice helps in that manner. It is not like that practice makes our responses much better, but practice helps us put our responses in much better manner. Responses would be same, but you will be able to put them in better manner. That is the advantage of practice. And yes, I think I have also done a lot of practice in my first attempt. In my third attempt, I did not get sufficient time to practice, but yeah, yes, I would have practiced 3-4 psychology complete those years in my third attempt also.
Okay. So
Mm.
practice is the key here for psychology test.
Certainly, certainly.
Yeah, I would apply to me as well that.
Okay, yes.
Okay, Divyesh, now let's came to the interview part. Okay, like in interview, the interviewer is asking basically questions from PIQ. What would you like to say about interview?
Uh, I guess I would like to use an analogy here. Analogy. Suppose a salesman comes to your door and he has
Hmm.
some product in his hand and he wants to sell it to you. So what he will do? He will tell all the good features of that product, very good features of that product,
Hmm.
like how it is
Exactly.
unique, how it is beneficial to you, how it is cost effective, and
Hmm.
how why should you buy it. The same thing goes about the PIQ. You have to sell yourself in PIQ. Tell them why you are the most uh, perfect candidate for this exam, or perfect candidate to be placed in India or placed in IMA. So I think that was all I did in while time of filling the PIQ. I wrote all my good qualities. At the same time, I was honest. Suppose I had certain things which lag in my personality. I'm little bit weak in organization. I sometimes go haphazard in my daily life. So I wrote those things also there. Uh, thing is, some people post about their qualities in the PIQ. We need not to boast it. We need to have honest introspection of ourselves. The thing in today's life is that people don't know good qualities of themselves and bad qualities of themselves. They don't know who are they. They lack this self
Hmm.
introspection quality. I
Hmm.
think if you're done self introspection for 5-6 days and then you're writing your PIQ, write it at home. See what you can write and what you cannot write. Check it, get it checked with your 2-3 friends, and fill the same PIQ in the SSB. My interview both the times was much on the PIQ only. There were very little things which were asked from the outside.
Okay. So there some funny experiences, Divyesh, that you have faced in your interview?
Yes, certainly. Funny experience means I was ridiculed by the interviewing officer. He said that beta तुमको कुछ नहीं आता, तुम अभी जाओ यहाँ से. He said twice. I mean, when I went to my interview first SSB at Bangalore, the interviewing officer has clearly said that कि बेटा तुमको कुछ नहीं आता, तुम उठो अभी जाओ. And when I started walking to the door, he said that okay, come sit. Let's sit for 5 minutes more and then you go. So the issue is he was asking me about Afghanistan. At that time, that was year 2019, and Afghanistan was much in discussion. There were Doha rounds in Qatar, and USA was discussing with the Taliban at the Qatar. So I
Hmm.
said that it was not the USA which is discussing, it is the Russia which is discussing. So at that time, the entering officer said कि बेटा तुम कुछ नहीं आता, तुम्हें भी जाओ बोले. So that happened, and again in 2-3 geography questions, I think I had gone wrong. He asked me about solar eclipse. Solar eclipse. What is the order of sun, moon, and earth during the solar eclipse? I told them order during the lunar eclipse, and when he asked about the lunar eclipse, I got confused. Okay, sir, I think I'm gone wrong and some kind of things. He asked me about Asian Games. What are the Asian Games? I told him what is ASEAN, Association of Southeast Nations, ASEAN.
Okay.
I told him that Asian Games are games which are organized by the organization ASEAN. So he asked me, "Are you aware in your mind? Are you stable?" I drank water which was beside me, and then I thought that, okay, sir, I think I'm going wrong somewhere. You please correct me. Then I will give proper responses. So he helped me in correcting that. But the
Okay.
problem is, I think in interview they're never checking your knowledge, because it is in the written exam. Your knowledge has already been checked. It is your
Exactly.
confidence, it is your mental firmness, it is your ability to speak that is being checked in the interview.
Okay, Divesh, the interview experiences is here. Let's come to the GTO. I have seen you in the group. You are very calm there. You does not have, like in PGT, you don't have many ideas. Then you are helping the
Hmm.
group there in group GGD. In group discussion, you have given a lot of good points, current affairs
Hmm.
points in a organized manner. So how did you
Hmm.
do that in that such scenarios also? So could you please explain us?
Yes, Pradeep. I think GTO forms the very important component of SSB. So, Pradeep, the point is that why GTO is one of the most important component of the SSB. Because see, you see army life in general or defense life in general, you are expected to cooperate with the others. An army
Exactly.
officer by himself does not do much of the work. He gets his work done by the troops. Like he has to order the troops, he has to get the work done. So same quality is being tested in the GD. How you are good as officer, how effectively you can speak, how effectively you contribute in the group, right? If when I say that you have to behave like an officer, it does not mean that you have to give command all the time. You need to cooperate also. You need to work under others also, because being as an army officer, you're working under someone and you're working over someone, right? You have some troops below you, you have some officers above you. So you need to show the two qualities: your ability to have the obedience to command, and ability to command itself, right? So I think
Exactly.
these two qualities are reflected in GD. What I did for the GD was, I think I was good with reading newspapers. I was reading newspapers since 2-3 years. I mean, I'm good a reader of the Indian Express. So I was already very well versed with the current affairs. What many aspirants do is they start reading current affairs just before 2-3 months of SSB, and they think that SSB people will see that okay, see how knowledgeable he is. No, if you read current affairs before 2-3 months of SSB, then your knowledge will get exposed. But if you're thorough reader of the Indian Express or Hindu or any current affairs magazine or newspaper, then they will realize that okay, that guy is knowledgeable guy. So point number one, in GD, my current affairs base was strong. The issue is I was very weak in PGT, HGT, FGT, and command task CT, because I was very weak at the ground task. When someone gives me that bully, plank, and fatta, I literally got confused what to do now. I
Yeah.
did not know how to proceed with those tasks. So I, I, I always had that imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is a phenomenon where you have a fear in your mind that you will get exposed at any point of time. So I had a fear of that getting exposed. So what I did was I tried to practice this CT, GD, what we can see that FGT, PGT,
Okay.
sometime before the actual SSB, and that got me some idea how can I apply these things in the real SSB. But again, it is not like that in the real SSB things were all nice and I could do all the things smoothly. No, I could not do all the things smoothly. Officer interrupted me many point of time. He scolded me at many point of time. He ridiculed me at many
Okay.
point of time. Huh. So officer was ridiculing me at many point of time. But the my issue was I stayed firm. Okay, sir. If I do not know, I do not know. I will think something. If I can do something different, if I can get the task done. So I just remained calm, composed, and cool. And the point is, they are also trying to pressurize you. So if they pressurize you, then your mind gets off. You do not know what to do now.
Hmm.
So suppose if you are cool, composed, then even if he is scolding you, then you can think of what you can do. So I would say that just remain calm, composed. New ideas will come to your mind, and you certainly able to do the task. I have seen many people who don't do much the task. They are weak in command tasks. They are weak in PGT, FGT, but still they got recommended. So it is not like that you have to be perfect, extremely well. No, just be average. If you don't know, just think what you can do. And if it doesn't come to your mind, what can be the solution? Just stay calm. Okay, sir, I don't know. It's okay.
Exactly. Divyesh, is there any funny experiences that has happened with you or you would like to share with us?
Uh, yes, many funny experience. I mean, funny means these are silly experience. I was not behaving properly. I was not doing the task properly. An officer was scolding me. At one or two point, he has also abused me. कि तुम वो हो, CHU हो, तुमको कुछ आता नहीं है ऐसा वैसा. I mean, to that extent, he has gone. But my positive point was I just remained calm, composed, and I did all the things well. I think in command task that has happened, there was one structure, and I was applying bully in opposite manner. Suppose it has to be applied from this side, I was applying from this side. He told me that तुम दिमाग ठीक है क्या तुम्हारा, मतलब तुम पी के आए हो या तुम होश में हो या रात को खाना खाया है कि तुमने ऐसा वैसा. So I just told that, okay, sir, I got that I'm going wrong somewhere. So if I'm applying it this way, I know that it is wrong. If this is wrong, then he's scolding me. So I just pull out of it, try to put it somewhere in different form, and it automatically got fixed. So I was able to overcome that task.
Okay, that's it. And in lecturate, I don't think you could have any problem in delivering a speech of 3 minutes.
No, the issue is Pradeep. I'm very good in my speaking skill. So interview
Exactly.
also, my problem would have been lack of knowledge about some aspects, or I could have got disorganized. But the problem was never about communication abilities. I could clearly communicate with the officer. Even in the group discussion, you might have seen how efficiently I could deliver my ideas. Even in the lecturate, I was very fluent. Even that Sachin Tyagi who was there, he came to me after the lecturate and he told me, "Bhai, तू कितना चीज बोल दिया 3 मिनट में बस."
Exa-
So that was my level of efficiency while delivering lectures.
Okay, yeah, I know that. And Divyesh, you have given your interview to the president of 19 SSB, am I right?
Yes, president.
Okay, now this president has been changed from 19 SSB. I think he has been
Okay,
retired.
very good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that that guy has changed, because he was not an officer. He was like that mithai wala roasting you. He was mithai wala who is sitting there and asking you questions. So he was really funny guy, but at
Yeah,
that time he was very hard to tackle.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Divyesh, now could you please tell us some general things about the SSB? Means how candidates should prepare for the SSB? If he is a fresher or
Yes.
he is a repeater, he is a screen out.
Hmm. Uh, Pradeep, I understand that the approach for the fresher candidate and approach for the repeater candidate would not be the same, because the mental state of the repeater is not as good as fresher. So repeater, after getting out 2-3 times, whether in screen, whether in conference, or whether after getting merit out or medical out, they're little bit frustrated about the SSB process.
Yeah,
That is something that impacts the selection rate of the repeaters. A fresher, a fresher is a guy who does not know anything about the SSB. He might have done some coaching, but he is not aware of the actual realities of SSB. So he comes to SSB, he goes completely natural. So he is very free. He is doing all the things by himself. He is not looking. He is not thinking about what the assessor would think of him if he has done something in some other manner. So he is very calm and free. So I think the same thing should be done by the repeater. Forget your all the failures. You are getting conference out, getting rejected at screening process, or getting medical out. Go to SSB with free and composed mind. You will certainly get recommended. Many people, what they do is they think a lot of attempting the SSB. I think SSB is a thing which should be done very frankly, very with open mind. You are not thinking about anything. You are just approaching the process. I think if this is your approach, then certainly your chances of getting recommended increases. But at the same time, if you do not get recommended, that does not necessarily mean that there is something weak in you. See, there are many great people, Abdul Kalam. Amitabh Bachchan, Sachin Tendulkar, who even went to SSB, they got rejected. It does not mean they are not good people. They have something bad in their character. No, it's just that they are not fit for the profession. So suppose if after certain point of time you get realized that okay, I am doing all the things from my side, but those people are not selecting me. Then certainly that is not your problem. That is the problem of army. I think army does not accommodate people like you. So it is not necessarily your personality fault. It's just that you are not suitable for army. So
Exactly.
I think after certain point of time, one should stop preparing for SSB. One should look for other career options because our world is so big. Career options are so wide. We live in this 21st century. We have very various plethora of career options lying in front of us. So I think after certain point of time, we should give thought to other career options. And
Mm.
as far as SSB is concerned, I think one cannot prepare for SSB in 2-3 months. One cannot prepare for SSB in 2-3 months. Your behavior, your thinking pattern, your routine schedule,
Mm.
your study pattern of 1 or 2 years gets reflected in the SSB. I think your whole life gets reflected in the SSB. So don't think that you can manipulate someone. Just go free. If you are well, you will automatically get selected. If you are not, then they will reject you. Just don't do something which is unnatural, which is artificial. Be frank, be cool, be composed, and go and approach SSB with free mind. The point which I want to emphasize is I think it is not bad about the persons who get out. It
Yeah,
is just
exactly.
that they are not suitable for the organization like army.
Exactly. Okay, Divya, so would you like to say anything?
So the last words which I would have for all the aspirants who want to join army or for that matter any defense forces is that yes, certainly defense is very good career option. You must look at it. And while you prepare for SSB, don't just prepare for the sake of preparing. When you prepare for SSB, it is the process of self-reflection. You get to know
Mm.
your bad points, your good points, what are your key strengths, key weaknesses, and prepare in that format. Talk to your parents, talk to your teachers, talk to your friends, what they think about you, analyze yourself. I think one of the things which I do was meditation. Uh, Vipassana is one of the technique of meditation, which I have followed since past 2-3 years. What does I do in that technique is I sit at one place for half an hour. I close my mind and I just observe my breath. Breathe is going inside, breathe is going outside. Some people might think that is it very silly exercise, one should not do that, or what this guy is doing. But the point is it enables you to focus on your task. Because
Exactly.
you see, we live in an information age. There is too much of information outside. There is YouTube which can you lot of things to under knowledge information. But again, I think we should be categorical about knowledge and information. Information is just information, knowledge is knowledge. So you should focus or you should approach to gain knowledge, not the information. So I think if you can do some kind of things like meditation, then it certainly it will benefit you.
Okay, Divya,
And I wish that all the candidates who are approaching to the SSB should get selected. I mean, not everyone is going to get selected, but yes, everyone should try to get selected. One of my friends, one of my seniors said that even if one is not planning to go join the army, he should at least go to SSB because that is a process of self-reflection. You get to know many people, you get to know about your own strengths and weaknesses. So I would
exactly.
say go to SSB, not for the purpose of recommendation, but for the purpose of gaining knowledge, getting to know yourself. And even SSB, you will get to interact with many senior officers through the means of interview, through the means of GTO. So go,
Exactly.
it is very good process. Center is good, people are good. So all the best to you, all the guys, and do well in your SSB.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Divyesh, for this. And thanks for joining us, dear. You
Yes.
have shared your valuable experiences. Thank
Uh,
you for joining. Have a great day ahead.
uh, yes. It was a nice experience to talking with you, Pradeep, and I hope it helps as many candidates as possible.